One of the first things that people do once they start to get to know each other is start talking and relating to each other. They find out what they don't like, what they like to do, what they don't like to do. Fishing, swimming, mountain climbing, jumping out of a helicopter, diving off of a plane, going down in a submarine, whatever the case may be. So what about you? When you first meet someone and you really want to get to know them, what do you do? Today, let's talk about taking an interest. When I first met Sarah, one of the first things that we talked about was our interest in music and what kind of music we both liked. She was a huge fan at the time of NSYNC. I was not. I listened to Christian music, I listened to Newsboys, I listened to Third Day, I listened to DC Talk. So one of the first things I did was take an interest in what she liked. She let me borrow all of her NSYNC CDs. I made a list of my favorite Christian music songs, and I started with this band at the time that was Plus One, which was Christian music's answer to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. So for me, I gave her that list, and she started listening to it, and she came back and said, I actually like this. What else do you have? And I gave her Newsboys, which was my favorite band, period, and she became a huge Newsboys fan. I, on the other hand, knew all of the lyrics to Bye 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 and It's Gonna Be Me and Gone and Pop quickly after that, because I played those CDs on repeat in my car. I took an interest in what she liked, and she took an interest in what I liked, and we were able to bond over that. And so I could sing her songs, she could sing my songs. And our very first real cool date was a Newsboys concert down in Birmingham, Alabama in 2003. The tour was called It's All in Your Word Tour. It was a great way to start off our relationship. Now I realize that a lot of people like some different stuff that a lot of people don't like, and music is just one way for me to relate that to you. But you could like certain movies, TV shows, clothes. You may like going to certain events. You may like going outside at night. You may like fires. You may like so many different things that interest you and that get you excited. And here's a cool thing about learning other people's interests is it can turn your mind on to something that you didn't know that you liked before. I didn't know that I might like a certain kind of food until I met Sarah. I didn't make my tuna with onions and garlic the way she did. And then I liked it. I didn't know that I would like things a certain way. And then once you try it, you're like, oh, okay. I took an interest in what she liked. And she would in turn take an interest in what I liked. And again, TV shows and music can be a big part of people's lives. Of course, faith first, and then casual interests next. What do you like? As a sports fan, I wanted her to like sports like me. She doesn't like it as much as me, but she took an interest in it. She would watch it. She knows what's going on. She could talk about it with me. Helped her a couple years ago do a baby shower. I don't like baby showers. I don't want to go to baby showers, but I took an interest in what she liked. She asked me to help, and I did it. And it feels good when you're able to make her happy by doing something that A, she says is important, and B, that is part of being who you are as a couple, is taking an interest and going that extra mile, especially for that person you care about the most. There's a lot of things that we all have an interest in that our partners or our friends may not have an interest in. Take it on you. What are other people interested in that you're not, that you could at least take an interest in, at least look it up, at least find out information about their hobbies, their loves, what motivates them, what drives them. Here is the ball on the crane smashing through the window of the building that you've built up. It is Philippians chapter 2, because I'm going to show you someone else who said to take an interest, someone else who said to look to see what other people are being and doing, and don't be selfish, take an interest. Philippians 2, you know what the title of this chapter is? Have the attitude of Christ. So here we go, verse 1. Is there any encouragement from belonging to Christ? Any comfort from his love? Any fellowship together in the Spirit? Are your hearts tender and compassionate? Then make me truly happy by agreeing wholeheartedly with each other, loving one another, and working together with one mind and purpose. Verse 3, here you go. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Don't look out only for your own interest, but take an interest in others 2. Here's the kicker. Are you ready? Paul is telling the people in Philippi, listen, be tender, be compassionate, comfort from his love. Make me happy by agreeing with each other, loving one another, working together with one mind and one purpose. Don't look out for your own interests, but look out, take an interest in others. And what's the verse he follows up right there, right after that, verse 5? You must also have the same attitude that Christ Jesus had. His attitude. And though he was God, he didn't think of equality with God as something to cling to. In other words, he wasn't throwing it in our face. Well, I am God, so I don't have to wash the disciples' feet. I'm God, I don't have to feed the hungry. I am God, I don't have to love my brother. I don't have to take an interest in what you like. Peter, you like fishing? I don't. You guys like to swim? I like to walk on water. That's what I do. He didn't shove that in our face. No, he was not selfish. He didn't think about himself first. He put others ahead of him. He thought about people walking back from a long 3-day meeting with him, passing out. He thought about the hungry. He thought about the poor. Let's narrow that down. We're going to narrow that down. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges. He took the humble position of a slave and was born as a human being when he appeared in human form. So a couple weeks ago, I talked about the basin and the towel, and what that represented was Jesus taking the form of a slave and saying, accept my service. Think about what we could do if we took that approach to our relationships with our spouse, with the girl you want to marry. You do this to everything, and you just listen. And you're taking notes with one hand and propping your head up with the other, and you want to know what makes her tick, what makes her smile, what causes her to get up and say, man, I love this. If she wants to do it, then you need to take an interest. Even if it's something you can't do, even if it's something that just abhors the very bottom of your soul, take an interest, take a note, ask about it, listen, respond, know. I think about Jesus when he's washing the feet. We don't have foot washer jobs today. When I was looking on LinkedIn, I was looking for jobs, I didn't see foot washer as one that you could go to a restaurant or go to a hotel, or even a foot washer comes to your house and washes your feet. I don't see that as like a service that's offered. Mr. Foot Clean, have the maids that come clean your house. What if it's the foot washers? We're gonna come to your house, we're gonna wash your feet, and their thing is there's no fungus among us. That's their catchphrase. Let's take that to a servant's position and say, you know what? I wouldn't apply for that, but I can apply that mentality to how I look at my spouse, how I look at that person that I want to marry. We're getting to know each other. I want to really care about what she cares about. I want to care what he cares about. Now, is it an obsession or is it an interest? If this is something that this person puts their interest above you, then maybe we need to think about, hey, what's going on? But if it's just this is their job, I want to be interested in your job. You're a nurse, I want to know about it. You're a lawyer, I want to know about it. You're a doctor, I want to know about it. You're a school teacher, tell me about your day. You're a pastor, tell me about what you do. Get to know them. Take an interest. Say that with me. Take an interest. Here's a few things that I just jotted down, and then you can say this. I don't like NASCAR.
Take an interest.
I don't like baby showers.
Take an interest.
I don't understand what you do.
Take an interest.
I don't know about your family.
Take an interest.
I don't know where you were raised.
Take an interest.
I don't know where you're from.
Take an interest.
I don't know what school you went to.
Take an interest.
I don't know Jesus like I should. Ooh. That's for you to take an interest in him. So I have learned in my own personal experience that taking an interest in what other people like, say for example, I'm an Alabama fan and my friend Brad here is a Tennessee fan. I take an interest because that's what he likes. And for me, football is not the end-all be-all. My faith in Jesus is the end-all be-all. So I went to a Tennessee football game with him this year. I took an interest. And guess what? I enjoyed myself because Bradley's relationship for me is more important than a football game. My wife has things that she's interested in that I may not be interested in. She may have passions. She has desires. She has things that make her smile. I need to take an interest in those things because I want to see her happy. And then guess what? When I'm thinking about what makes her happy, it makes me happy because then our relationship is happy. And what makes me more happy than anything is him and my relationship with him. So when that is on point, I'm taking an interest in what God wants, then I can take an interest in what other people want. God, people, and then everything else balances itself out. So take an interest first and foremost in your relationship with him. Then you can take an interest in that relationship with that person you're trying to get to know. You've read their profile. You've read what they like in their dating profile. Now, take it to that next level. Today, learn to take an interest in what your person likes. Jesus did. Why can't you?
Take an interest.